All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Green Bay Packers. And to be honest with you, the more I look into the draft, the more I look into Jordan Love, the more I look into the Green Bay Packers as a whole. I know the season didn't end the way Packers fans wanted it to, but honestly, I'm super optimistic. I'm super excited about the Green Bay Packers future. The Packers, this upcoming season, especially to start off the season, have a very favorable schedule that I think is going to put Jordan Love in the perfect position to succeed. Now, when we take a look at this Packers team, obviously the main headliners are, oh, they lost Aaron Rodgers. They traded away Aaron Rodgers. You're not going to go back to back to back Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And you see here, the thing is this. Jordan Love doesn't need to be a Hall of Fame quarterback in general, and he doesn't need to be a Hall of Fame quarterback this upcoming season. The Packers still have a perfect foundation, and they're still building the blocks up specifically on the offensive side. When we just do a quick overview of this Packers team, what do they have? They have arguably one of the best offensive lines in the entire National Football League. They have probably the best, or at least one of the best, top running back duos in the entire National Football League. They have enticing young threats, guys like Christian Watson, who are just itching to break out this upcoming season, and they have a sturdy defense. All right, they have a sturdy defense. They're well coached, they're well led. I don't think the Packers are going to be bad this upcoming season. But before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. The Green Bay Packers are my team, all right? So this video might sound a little bit biased, but I try and come into all these videos unbiased and just give some honest thoughts and opinions. If we could get 250 likes on today's video, that would mean the world to me. Packers fans, cheeseheads, you guys absolutely blew up my last Packers video. We almost got 1,000 likes, so I appreciate you guys so much. And I can't wait to continue to cover my favorite team in the league for the rest of the offseason and hopefully for a very long time. But one of the reasons, honestly, even just looking outside of their current roster, I loved the Packers draft. All right, I absolutely loved it. I think these guys fit the culture, and I think they fit Green Bay and what the Packers are, their culture, essentially perfectly. You know, we take a look at their first round pick 13, Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa. I think this is a money pick. Now, if you look, if you read into the draft analysts, it's like, oh, this was a reach. This was a reach. Yeah, maybe Lucas is going to be a good player, but this was a reach. Well, all I'm hearing from that is that Lucas Van Ness is going to be a good football player. Once again, he fits the Packers culture and their mold perfectly. All right. And I've seen some comparisons of Lucas being the next Clay Matthews, and it just got me thinking back to that old Packers team. Like, you know what? I look at this roster, and I'm like, you have Kenny Clark still. You have Jair Alexander still. You got Devontae Campbell. You have young, enticing players, guys like Quay Walker, Rashawn Gary, Devontae Wyatt really came alive at the end of last season. The Packers defense, don't let statistics fool you. They're pretty solid. All right, this is a solid top half defense next season. But clearly right now with the Green Bay Packers, the big question mark is Jordan Love. It's all Jordan Love. It's not, okay, they have a great offensive line. They have a great running back duo. They have these enticing young threats on the offensive side. They have a solid defense. They have a solid coach. What is Jordan Love going to provide? And I think this quote here from Louis Riddick perfectly emulates a lot of Packers fans' thoughts. And here was the quote. I'll tell you this. If they can lean on that offensive line, which should be one of the best in football, that running back tandem, that's one of the best in football, and they can get Jordan Love to believe, to not turn the ball over and to gradually build, I think over the next season and over the next couple of years, this could be one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL. So what I'm primarily focused on next season with Jordan Love is, last season, right? It didn't end well, but the season wasn't a complete wash. I want Jordan Love to compete. I want him to be like, yeah, all right, you don't have, the league doesn't have too many reps of mine on tape, but I know who I am. I know what I can provide, not only the Packers, but just football teams in general. I know what I can do. I know my worth. I'm going to go out here and prove it. All right. I'm going to set up Christian Watson. I'm going to give the ball to my running backs. I'm going to trust my offensive line. I'm going to trust Coach LaFleur And I'm going to show you what I got. So I'm not saying the Green Bay Packers next season are going to be an 11, 12 win team and dominate the NFC North like we have in years or decades past. But what I am saying here is, especially with the schedule, especially with the Packers roster, what I know of Green Bay ever since I was born, next season's not going to be a 3-win season. All right. I think honestly, the Packers will hover around 9-8. And I think 9-8 will be better than, I don't think it'll be better than the Lions. That's okay. I think it'll be better than the Bears. I think it'll be better than the Vikings. And the NFC in general is wide open. So once again, I'm not saying this is a Super Bowl team next season or that they're even Super Bowl threats. But what I am saying is I think Green Bay etches out 9 wins. All right. I think they etch out 9 wins. And if you're 9-8, I honestly think you've got a pretty decent shot at making the playoffs. But nonetheless, I think most Packers fans, if I told you right now, this upcoming season, we see plenty from Jordan Love. We see plenty from our young, developing, not only current talent, but our new guys coming in from the draft class. I think most Packers fans would be happy with that. All right. And worst case scenario, the Packers suck next season and we get a top draft pick and we can take one of the top QBs in the class. But I don't even want to talk about that. Let's end this video here talking about the draft picks. So outside of Lucas, what happened? Well, in the second round, you focused on offense, and I love it. It was a deep tight end draft class. They took Luke Musgrave out of Oregon State and Jayden Reed out of Michigan State. Jayden Reed especially will have an impact on this Green Bay Packers team next season. All right, I get it. When you look at the Packers right now and you're not a Packers fan or you're not a football fan, you're not a diehard fan like us, and you're like, all right, well, Christian Watson, Romeo, who are these players? Who's Jayden Reed? Who's Luke Musgrave? Who's Tucker Kraft? The league's going to know soon enough. All right. And I want to say, I really love Jayden Reed. Coming off 2 years ago, not this past season at Michigan State, 1,000-yard season, he had about 18 yards per reception. Luke Musgrave, if he is healthy, will be a stud in the NFL. He will be a very reliable tight end in this league. But don't forget about our third-round draft pick in Tucker Kraft from South Dakota State. Now, he had some injuries last season, but back in 2021, 65 catches, 773 yards, and 6 touchdowns. I wouldn't be surprised if his rookie year statistics on the Green Bay Packers looks exactly like that. And honestly, as a Packers fan, that is something I have missed for a very long time. I don't even know the last time the Packers had a sturdy, reliable tight end. I think you could say probably Jermichael Finley. 2 tight ends in your first 4 picks, that works for me. So the duo of Kraft and Musgrave, long-term, long run, I think it's going to be money. All right. So I really like, outside of Lucas, your next 3 draft picks were focused on offense. All right. I absolutely love it. That's really it for today's video. As the offseason progresses, we'll get more into the draft picks, especially once training camp and all that stuff starts getting going officially. But I got to say, I made a Packers video a couple of days ago, and I was starting to get excited. I was excited as a Packers fan after the draft. Even after the Rodgers trade, I love Aaron Rodgers, and I want him to succeed forever. But sometimes you need a fresh slate. Sometimes you just need to start new. And I think Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur, this Packers offense, defense, top to bottom, I think they're in a position to succeed. Maybe it's not going to be this upcoming season, but long-term, I still have full faith in this Packers team and organization. So let me know what you guys are thinking. As always, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Packers fans, NFL fans, I appreciate you guys watching till the end of this video so much. I really can't wait to hear your insights and opinions down below. That's it.